Prince Harry blew royal protocol out of the way when he released a fiery statement defending then-girlfriend Meghan in 2016. He released a statement about press intrusion and harassment directed towards the former actress just days after their relationship was revealed. But it blew a 7-day trip to the Middle East by his father Prince Charles completely out the water. Speaking to the BBC's documentary on royal reporting, Royals journalist Robert Jobson was with the Prince at the time and had promised him the front page of the Sunday Express on his work. He said, "When you're on a trip, say with the Prince of Wales in the Middle East, and all of your negotiations for a week to get the chat with the Prince of Wales, to say we guarantee you the splash, all goes out the window because Harry releases this big statement about the press and about their treatment of Meghan was outrageous." Read our Royal Family Live blog for the latest updates. A royal source has revealed that Prince William reportedly grew frustrated with Prince Andrew's ungrateful manner, in which he saw this as a threat to the royal family. Roya Nikar, the Times royal editor, claims Prince William thinks Prince Andrew's absence from public life should remain permanent. A royal source claimed that William doesn't like Andrew's ungracious and ungrateful attitude. The source added that he considers it a risk and threat to the family. Another source said, "There is no way in the world he's ever coming back, the family will never let it happen." A friend of the Duke of Cambridge claimed, "William is no fan of Uncle Andrew." A royal expert has claimed that Princess Eugenie and Zara Tindall may have set a precedent with the joint christening of their children. Robert Jobson suggested that the joint christening, which was held on Sunday, may have occurred due to the Queen's health, as she has been unable to attend some engagements in recent weeks due to her health. Speaking on Australian TV, he said of the christening, "Well, it's never happened before. I suppose you get two for the price of one. They try to get as much out for the Queen. I suppose what it was, the Queen wouldn't want to pick a favourite grandchild, so if they want the Queen to be there they'll have to just get on with it. And put them together, which makes total sense to be because her time is limited." Prince William band-aids from briefing against family members after seeing the devastating impact of his parents Charles and Diana's media attacks, dubbed the War of the Waleses. His stand emerged as a BBC documentary screened tonight explored William and Harry's relationship with news outlets. A senior royal source told The Sun, "William was clear from the start we were never to brief and never to say anything about anyone in the other households. He'd lived through that in the 90s with his parents in the War of the Waleses and doesn't ever want it happening again. He's in a much better place, with the press, than his brother." Aides for Princess Diana and Prince Charles had a bitter public spate during their breakup and divorce. Florence joins a long list of Harry's glam exes including Love Islander Camilla Thurlow and posh pop star Molly King. And several of the royals' former flames have claimed they were forced to cut ties with him after he wed Meghan. Kate Middleton's very well-connected friend Astrid Harbord, who attended the Duchess hen do, and Harry were linked in 2009, after being spotted hanging out together in London. However, while the pair have been pictured at the same events over the years, Harry reportedly cut ties with the glam socialite once he started dating Meghan. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams told Express.co.uk that it was extremely good news to see the Queen attending the joint royal christening yesterday. He said, "It is extremely good news that the Queen attended the joint christening today, and it is to be hoped this will be the first of many engagements she will be able to attend in the coming months. It will have brought her much personal pleasure to attend this important event in the lives of two of her great-grandchildren." He added, "There has been no information as to when or where Lilibet, the Sussex's second child, is to be baptized." The BBC's media editor Anil Rajan, a Republican, is to present the second half of the show despite reported anger from the royal family. A BB spokesman said last night, "The program is about how royal journalism is done. It features a range of journalists from broadcast and the newspaper industry." Explained, "Where are August Brookbank and Lucas Philip in the line of succession? Both Prince Eugenie's and Zara Tindall's babies were christened at the Royal Lodge at Windsor with the Queen in attendance. It is unusual for royal babies to be christened together, especially when their mothers are only cousins rather than siblings. but due to COVID restrictions both ceremonies had to be delayed. August is the first child of Princess Eugenie, the youngest daughter of Prince Andrew. Andrew is currently 9th in line to the throne, behind Princess Lilibet, so that makes Eugenie 12th in line behind her sister and newborn niece Sienna Elizabeth. August is therefore unlucky 13th, and was 12th at his birth just 10 months ago. Lucas Philip is even further back though. He is the grandson of Princess Anne, who although older than Prince Andrew or Edward is further behind them in the succession due to the boy's first rule imposed at the time. That rule was abolished in 2014, so Lucas is behind his older sisters and is 24th in line. George Brooksbank, father of Eugenie's husband Jack Brooksbank, was a retired chartered accountant and company director. He and his wife of 40 years, Nicola, split their time between Wandsworth, South London, and Bordeaux in France. George had reportedly suffered with poor health after being forced into intensive care with COVID-19 in April 2020. According to Mail Online, an insider revealed, George had been in hospital with COVID last year and was not the same after that. He had been unwell for some time. It's been a difficult time for Jack, losing his father before the christening. Prince Andrew is August's maternal grandfather. Princess Eugenie's father-in-law has died aged 72, days before she and husband Jack Brooksbank christened their son August. George Brooksbank passed away this week after being ill for some time following a battle with COVID-19 last year, sources claim. A royal insider told Mail Online, George had been in hospital with COVID and had not been the same after that. He had been unwell for some time. It's been a difficult time for Jack, losing his father before the christening. Another source said it was wonderful that George was alive to meet August after spending 5 weeks on a ventilator in 2020. George's cause of death has not been confirmed. Princess Eugenie and husband Jack Brooksbank's son August was born in February and was meant to be christened in July before the event was cancelled due to COVID. He will be baptized alongside Lucas Philip, the son of Meghan Markle, born in March. Fresh holy water from Prince Charles's trip to Jordan was apparently used during the service. Charles brought back around a dozen bottles from the River Jordan, where Jesus was baptized, to use for future royal baptisms. The ceremony was led by Canon Martin Pole, who is chaplain to Great Windsor Park. In case you missed it, the royal family has lawyers braced to launch action against the BBC over a shock documentary shown last night. The Queen has joined with Princes Charles and William to warn the BBC they could end all cooperation with it. They are set to collectively complain to regulator Ofcom, for what is believed to be the first time. The BBC refused to show the royal family the 2-part documentary, called The Princes and the Press, despite requests. The broadcaster is also said to have failed to give the royals right to reply, amid claims that the programme will allege warring siblings Princes William and Harry instructed courtiers to plant smears against each other in the press. Read more here. A British journalist has claimed Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have faced devastating backlash in recent weeks, with France's media lambasting the couple. The latest cover of the highly popular French magazine Paris Match featured Meghan and Harry in their front cover, writing, "Why Meghan lied." Another headline in the magazine reads, "The Mask's Lips." Paris-based British journalist Peter Allen claimed the magazine's criticism of the Sussex royals is particularly significant because the French media has been quite respectful towards them in the past. He wrote on Twitter that its latest headlines are devastating. For Project Sussex. Former royal butler Grant Harold continued to say, he wants to follow the tradition of the monarchy, which means when the time comes, I hope it's many years away when the Queen is no longer with us, then he would then take on, and I think in a way it's also being inside and witnessing how difficult it can be, the schedule, the job as such. I don't think it's something he would want to pass on to his son until he is no longer there. I think he would want to obviously take that did I use the word burden, take that burden and not let it be passed on until he is no longer with us, and it has to be passed on. Prince Charles will follow the tradition of the monarchy in order to spare William the burden of duty for as long as possible. claims a former royal butler. Former royal butler Grant Harold told GB News, "I have been asked this question many times by many friends. Do I think it's possible that Prince Charles decides to not take on the position of king and step aside to pass on Prince William? I actually believe we would not see that happen because Prince Charles is very traditional. Meghan Markle shows that she is the leader in her marriage to Prince Harry, according to a body language expert." Body language expert Dr. Lillian Glass analyzed the body language of Meghan and Harry at the Veterans' Day Gala. Speaking to Express.co.uk, she said that Meghan was in total control. She said, "She is in total control as she, in essence, is the leader of the two leading Harry. Meghan is very comfortable in this role and actually beams with her genuine smile as she takes control and guides Harry. She is the one to reach out and touch him." Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, has been labelled one to watch as she prepares for a busy year. Royal expert Russell Myers spoke to Lorraine about Camilla's new look and lifestyle changes, saying, "I've just returned from Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall's tour in Jordan and Egypt, and there was a lot of people commenting on Camilla's new look. Apparently she's got a new hairdresser. I mean, look at these images. She looks absolutely resplendent for 74 and lots of people talking about her new image. She looked fantastic. She was wearing a Fitbit at the weekend during a meeting at Ascot Racecourse." Russell continued to say, "I think this is part of the rest of the royals stepping up. She knows she's got a busy year next year with the Queen's Jubilee coming up, and maybe she's putting her health and her best foot forward. So she looked fantastic. The tour was fantastic. And I think a lot of people are saying that Camilla is the one to watch." Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have switched up how they travel across the USA, as they were snapped returning to California on November 13 following a 3-day trip to the East Coast. The royal couple reportedly photographed on a commercial flight from New York back to their home in Los Angeles, unlike opting to hop on a private jet as they have done previously. The move follows Prince William and Kate, who are also known to board commercial flights with their family for trips abroad. According to the Daily Mail, the passenger took to social media to post, "Okay, this might sound unbelievable and I couldn't get a good picture and I get sick. You can say this could literally be anyone. But Prince Harry and Meghan were on our flight to LA last night. We were held up for about 20 minutes from our departure time and they were snuck into the last 2 seats. We didn't even know until a girl waiting to get off the plane next to us pointed them out. I couldn't get my phone out fast enough, but it was them. They were quickly whisked away and we were in shock that we were so close and breathing the same air as our beloved royals." A royal expert has claimed that Princess Eugenie and Zara Tindall may have set a precedent with the joint christening of their children. Robert Jobson suggested that the joint christening, which was held on Sunday, may have occurred due to the Queen's health, as she has been unable to attend some engagements in recent weeks due to her health. Speaking on Australian TV, he said of the christening, "Well, it's never happened before. I suppose you get 2 for the price of 1. They try to get as much out for the Queen. I suppose what it was, the Queen wouldn't want to pick a favourite grandchild, so if they want the Queen to be there they'll have to just get on with it. And put them together, which makes total sense to be because her time is limited." Princess Eugenie and husband Jack Brooksbank's son August was born in February and was meant to be christened in July before the event was cancelled due to COVID. He will be baptized alongside Lucas Philip, the son of Mike and Zara Tindall, born in March. Fresh holy water from Prince Charles's trip to Jordan was apparently used during the service. Charles brought back around a dozen bottles from the River Jordan, where Jesus was baptized, to use for future royal baptisms. The ceremony was led by Canon Martin Pole, who is chaplain to Great Windsor Park. Meghan Markle may have been struck by the royal tradition of shooting on visits to Balmoral, claims a royal expert. In the 2018 Netflix documentary The Royal Wives of Windsor, Clive Aslett said, "If you're coming from a different culture, California, for example, I think that what might strike you is that it isn't necessarily very politically correct. Here are people and their role is to kill something because they enjoy it. Of course, that's a question for many people. There were fears the Queen would not be able to attend after she was forced to miss Remembrance Sunday commemorations last week because of a sprained back. But, in a sighting that will doubtless reassure Brits across the country, she was seen being driven away from the chapel in a dark green Range Rover yesterday. Courtiers were told the Queen was intent on witnessing the service for Lucas and August. She decided she would be there in person after taking advice from her personal doctor. Royal expert Neil Sean added, "As we know, Meghan then decided to describe her friendship with Princess Eugenie and her husband Jack, which goes back quite a long way seemingly. That really did trigger some alarm bells for senior members of the British monarchy over here." He added, "This is the problem now for Princess Eugenie because, of course, as we know, all senior members of the British royal family are very nervous about anything getting back to Meghan and Harry because they want to monetize everything, and drop bombshells and talk about how bad the family is." Meghan appears to have dropped Princess Eugenie briefly in it. A royal expert has claimed that Meghan Markle has dropped Eugenie in it by mentioning a secret Halloween she attended with Prince Harry. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Neil Sean said, "Meghan has created even more drama. That's all thanks to her recent appearance on the lowly rated Ellen DeGeneres show. Meghan herself has now dropped someone of quite high level within the British royal family in something of hot water. She was delighting fans allegedly with insight into her brand new ex-royal life, you know, the Halloween party, the car story that we've all heard before, things like that. It was supposed to resonate with people who thought, well, you know, she's kind of normal, she's like us, you know,